Joining me now for more on this is Sky News contributor Kosha Gada. Kosha, we've seen Clinton pictured with Epstein before, a lot of talk about him, having an association with Epstein, but how damaging are these fresh photos for him?
Certainly not great. I think, he's 79 years old. He's pretty much off the political stage at this point, so not as damaging as it might have been had these things been released in his heyday or even when Hillary Clinton was in the national spotlight. But it's obviously not great. I think it just confirms what really the zeitgeist has long thought about the former president, that he is somebody who has a penchant for impropriety, to put it nicely, with women and other women, in this case young women. But all these things do because a picture is worth 1,000 words, of course, as it brings it back into the forefront. And that's why people are saying this is his reckoning, or it's hard to shake this while it's in the news cycle.
Yeah, that was a very diplomatic way of referring to the Monica Lewinsky scandal, I have to say. Nicely done for television. US Vice President J.D. Vance, meanwhile, has used his speech at America Fest to address the growing civil war within the MAGA movement, which has seen the American right go to battle with its conspiracy theorist elements, headed off by the likes of Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson. Here's what he had to say.
We have far more important work to do than canceling each other. We have got to build, and President Donald Trump is a builder. Charlie Kirk was a great builder too. He understood that any family can have its disagreements, its tough conversations. We can learn and improve and treat one another better. We can love each other despite the disagreement.
Kosha, how do you think he handled this? And will this sort of split, I guess, in the MAGA movement be damaging long term?
Yes, two great questions. I think he handled it like a future presidential candidate, which is what everybody expects J.D. Vance is going to be, the front runner for 2028. I think there will be a robust primary, but he really is in pole position. So he is speaking as he should in that way, staying above the fray, keeping it meta, but really being very clear, crystal clear about the value that he is supporting, which is that the right is the party of free speech. Let everybody have their say. We don't want to censor people or control people. And hey, let's focus on the real enemy, which is the left and the agenda that his side is, of course, trying to defeat. So I think he did well insofar as he could on the stage. And he came closing out AmFest after a few days of a lot of infighting, as you say, which has been happening and spilling out. The dirty laundry is kind of out for everyone to see. So in terms of your second question, what that's going to look like, I do hope that eventually it will, at least in time for the midterms and certainly for 2028, all die down. But it really is at a fever pitch right now. And you do have a dividing line happening on a few issues on the right around censorship, or not censorship, but should we be curtailing certain viewpoints or just let everyone have their say? Also on foreign policy, as it relates to how much the U.S. is continuing to support different countries, including Israel. This definitely is a dividing line that's brightening on the right side of the aisle, I would say. And then lastly, trust in institutions. And there's a big faction of people that don't trust institutions, including the investigation into who killed Charlie Kirk. That has become a big dividing line on the right. These are fundamental things. It's getting pretty ugly, but I hope that J.D. Vance's words and others in his position can pull it all together.
Kosha, I probably don't have time to play this next soundbite, but very, very quickly, 10 or 20 seconds, rap superstar Nicki Minaj, she shocked fans. One of the most unexpected Hollywood developments this year. She's apparently turned Republican and is working with Trump's White House on Christian persecution in Nigeria, and now she's appeared for a Q&A hosted by Erica Kirk at Turning Point USA. Were you surprised to see, I guess, this shift from Nicki Minaj?
Yes, not something that you would expect. She did give a hint about it, Caroline, in the past, where she, in 2012, rapped some lyrics supporting Mitt Romney, who was not exactly a big, bright person on the right, and she did that. Whether she was serious or not is up for debate.
Kosha, I'm sorry,
and,
I'd love
so
to talk to you more about Nicki Minaj and other rappers. We do have to leave you there. Thank you very much.